DIY. DIY.
DIYers. Yee. DIY. Oh my. First and foremost, welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy new week to you. Hopefully your weekend went well. If it didn't, especially if you're out here in the LA areas, prayers are with you. I know a lot of folks are affected by that, and I want to make sure we keep the focus on that. But yeah, we live. Hell of a weekend your friend Curtis King had. Let me turn this down real quick. Hell of a weekend your friend Curtis King had, and we're gonna have to break all that stuff down and more. I just know we're not done here yet. Like, I know we're gonna revisit this when other reactions drop, but like, two of my favorite channels reacted to that freestyle. Not freestyle. Let's not do that. I almost started drinking and driving. Oh, shit. My bad, y'all. Good morning. Let me acknowledge all my good folks in here. I do appreciate you joining me. This is such a rare live stream. Look, I was getting ready to go to the gym, and then somebody was like, "Did you see this?" I was like, "Screwface. Oh, what are you doing reacting to my video?" And then I was watching Rob's reaction earlier. I was like, wait a minute, Rob Markman? So you got to understand the hip hop in me, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to address that. I just saw Screwface Gene react to your song. He said, "I see the hip hop on your shirt." Bar was a diss to him. No, it wasn't at all. And it was crazy is that I didn't really even think about that one. And I watched all his videos. I know he got the hip hop's a sport. I watch all his videos. So it's like, no, why in the hell would I do that? Professor Sky, are you going to be famous? You already famous. You what? Gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell At this point, me putting your name in my verse, that's clout chasing by the kid standard. You know what I'm saying, Professor Sky? By this standard of clout chasing, me putting your name in my song is a clout chase. So all I'm going to say is I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate everybody that's out there reacting, you know, cloud chasing. Shout out to Professor Sky one time. That's my guy, man. So DIYers, if you don't know what's going on, I didn't know you rap. Yeah, I've rapped a whole lot longer than I've made content, right? Content was something that, you know, after probably 10 years of I'll say I did content before then. Probably after like 8 years of doing music full time and not really focused on anything else except for music itself, I saw that I had a natural gift for articulating myself. And I wasn't as uncomfortable as a lot of my peers were, my rap peers, when it came to being on the camera, right? You look at them in a studio, they're the most articulate, they're the most master genius human beings, right? Philosophical human beings even. And you put them in front of a camera and it's like, I'll give you an example. One of my favorite rappers of all time is Nas. Nas is a brilliant man. I have never met him, but I know Nas is a brilliant man. Matter of fact, I named my son Nas after him. Nahz is what we titled it, but we worded it with that, or spelt it. What the hell are we talking about? But with that said, I saw him doing an interview with Nardwuar, and I was so disappointed because I was like, nah, that ain't the same Nas. Blood of a Slave, that's not the same Nas. But I get it. Like, this part of the game is not something that a lot of the artists are either necessarily focused on or even media trained for or refuse media training. With that said, I'm the exception to a lot of those rules. I started off as an artist. I started off as a producer. And I love hip hop. I love hip hop, even at times to a fault. And the older I got, the more of a purist I started to reveal myself to be. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to break down my lyrics, but I want to see the responses from other people first, because they got some really interesting responses, and some of them got it on point. But then it made me realize, oh, shout out to the anonymous donor right here giving $5. By the way, we're keeping the focus where the focus should be. So today's fundraiser is dedicated to the Los Angeles Food Bank on behalf of those affected by the California wildfires. Let's not get that twisted. So thank you, whoever anonymously just donated $5. This is what it's really all about. You know, it's funny because we just made a video. Okay, it was another question here. Hold on. I got to know, who would write the intro to that book you were reading to him in your response? To content? Gary V. Easy. Who would write? So I had in a video. If you guys didn't see the video, it's on the channel. I have a book that says How to Make Content for Dummies. He said, I got to know, who write the intro to that book you were reading to him in your response? Gary V. Gary V was right there with Nipsey Hussle and politicking with him, giving him some information that he had. And so, I think that Gary V navigates the culture really well, in my opinion. Shout out to Miss. Look at y'all. Round of applause. This is what it's all about. Andrea Jeff, Misunderstood. Man, look at all of this. You see this? It don't let me highlight it for some reason. Let me see if I can do this. No, it don't let me highlight it. But that's fine, man. I appreciate you. Another anonymous. Look at y'all. Wow. Yeah, that needs to be, see? And this is why you've been seeing me do a sort of a blitz on LA-based content. Y'all are amazing, bro. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. That's all I gotta say. W chat, that's right. Man, y'all are amazing. Yeah, let me not get caught up in emotion. Let me stay focused. That's huge. Because I know people who have lost their homes. Even folks within the music community. I saw that Madlib put something up about losing his home and his belongings. One of my favorite producers. I can only imagine what that feels like. I can't. I can imagine what it feels like to lose my belongings, because I've lost all my belongings in storage units and cars that got repoed, and I couldn't get them back. So I know what it feels like to lose those very small collection of items, things that can't ever be replaced. So I kind of understand it. I've never had a house burned down. But with that said, let me come here and deliver the content that we've been talking about, because you know what? I'm looking at content as a very powerful force, especially in change and in helping people. It's funny. Before we get into the story, I want to bring a bit of a highlight back to this one. So we did a story over the weekend where we were talking about an LA-based artist named Nhale. He happens to be Nate Dogg's son, and he made a video in which he was not even reacting. He was promoting a song, but the problem wasn't him promoting a song necessarily for some people. It was the fact that he made the video in front of a burning house while these LA wildfires are raging. And at the time, I understood why people said it was bad timing, it was in bad taste. But then I started to see how many conversations started rising up from people who didn't really give a damn. There's really people. We're going to highlight one of them, somebody I know you know about, that don't give a damn about these fires. But the thing about it is, I think that everybody kind of has their mindset that everything needs to be focused in on just talking about the fires. The news is talking about the fires. The outlets are talking about the fires. We're reacting and talking about the fires. After a certain point, I know what it's like to be on the other side of the world and not understand what's going on the other side of the world. People will eventually return back to their lives. I see people posting sports highlights. I see people, posting reality TV and all these different things. And I can't be angry at them because I understand life goes on. Even when I eventually pass, life will go on. So that's my twisted philosophy on things, or maybe stoic philosophy on things, but I don't necessarily see it like that. Well, shout out to Nhale, because I got a tag from him on his Instagram, And, I reacted to the video. I thought I was fair. I broke down his lyrics, and I was like, I see that he wanted to make a message that could inspire and uplift people who are in this situation who are like, yo, I ain't got nothing left but this smoke. So I'm going to smoke something. Fuck y'all. I'm going to smoke something. Judge me if you want to. I lost everything. I'm going to smoke something. And I told him, I said, salute, fam. It took me a second to see the vision, but the uncomfortable conversation you started got people talking about what's happening out here. Appreciate you reposting this. He put, I heard you, and then tagged me. Now, why do I open it up with that? Because it explains why I decided to release this damn song to begin with, right? So I released my response. I called it content, my Joey Badass reply. I refuse to call it a diss because it ain't a diss. I am a 40-year-old rapper, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Badass is 29. I have failed as an OG of anything if I'm dissing a 29-year-old rapper, especially if it's under the guise of clout or trying to get a career going. No, that's not what it is. I love hip-hop. Hip-hop's a sport, as my guy Screwface says. But this to me was an appropriate response from a 40-year-old who sees right through some of the actions. At least that's the way that I read it, is that I felt like it was an attempt to jumpstart some marketing, maybe even be part of a rollout. I mean, he hasn't said nothing since. But that being said, I made this song, and it went accidentally viral on Twitter. But before it went viral, I talked to all of my people that I care about, people that I respect their opinions. I called the Justins. I was like, yo, do you think it's bad timing for me to drop this right now? And he was like, I think you should wait. And I waited. But then when I eventually dropped it, I saw the interest in it. And you know what it does? It makes people once again reminded that there are people out here on the West Coast, people that they watch and engage with. And now we're having another conversation about these wildfires in a very non-traditional way. Now, that wasn't the intent when I got in here writing this. When I wrote this, it was a genuine response like, look here, young man. That feels weird to say that. Look here, young man. You trying to make some content, bro. That shit weak. That shit weak as content. It's fire as a hip-hop song. That shit weak as content. And so I called it out. I didn't know 102,000 people was going.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know 102,000 people in 2 days was gonna do all of this, but damn it, here we are. Shit. Okay. I promise you I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because I love hip-hop, and I love the competitive age that we're in of hip-hop right now. I love seeing the West do what it's doing right now. That's all I'm doing. With that said, though, some of the lines that I had in it started to make their rounds. Matter of fact, Rob Markman definitely helped it make its rounds. The first thing was on Twitter. My man said, man, Curtis King threw the hat in the ring, huh? Yeah, you know, tight shit. You feel me, Rob? Man, Rob is somebody that I came up watching. In many ways, he's the example of hip hop journalism that I learned from. I didn't go to a school for this, but if I ever wanted to model my idea of hip hop journalism, it would be after the Rob Markmans, the Justin Hunts, and like these are the folks that grew up. These are my heroes, bro. Now these are my friends. These are my folks. I talked to Rob for 2 hours. After I just happened to send him that song. He was checking on me. Shout out to Rob on the East Coast, checking on his West Coast friends. Jeremy Heck. Shout out my guy, Jeremy Heck. Curtis, if you're doing content or making music, Curtis said, if you're doing content or making music, you better do it with purpose. The competition is back, and rap is very fun right now. Also coming across my name in bars is still trippy to me. Hey, man, Jeremy, come on now. You have been a very powerful Canadian voice in these LA streets. That's crazy, right? But you have been, man. You've been a voice of unbiased. So I'm just starting there. We starting there. So I'm getting ready this morning. This weekend has been wild. Some people had some negative reactions and all of that stuff. I get it. Getting ready for the day. About to go to the gym. And then I see one of my favorite YouTubers on here talking about let's react to some of these West Coast reactions. Oh, God.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Mind you, people have been tagging this man. They've been tagging this man. And I'm like, that's not even the target. He's not even the target. Shout out to Screwface Gene. It's one of my favorite YouTubers on here. One of my favorite reaction-based channels. He's somebody for sure that reacted to everything happening during these battles, and he really turned my eye onto his content because of these battles. I love what Screwface does. Even saw him reacting to DJ Akademiks, and he gave him some venomous bars. Shout out to the venomous bars. With that said, peep out his reaction to the song, and then I'm going to clear some things up along the way. Peep it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joey is getting jumped by the West right now, and you know what?
No.
He asked for it. He asked for it with the too much West Coast licking. After the world heard that, the West said, "Cat on your left." Huh? Y'all remember when the portals opening up? So a bunch of people from the West have responded, Joey, and instead of just doing a bunch of different reaction videos, I decided to put them all in this compilation of Joey getting his feet whooped. Because hip-hop is a sport, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh, hip-hop on your shirt. But do you bleed it? That goes back to that line. Shout out to Professor Sky. He says, Scru's underrated as a commentator and more than a reactor. I agree. I absolutely agree. One time for Scru.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Continue, Scru.
Now, am I going to miss some of them? Probably. I'm just doing the ones people sent me the most. And we're starting out with Curtis King, who is a YouTuber, also YouTube musician, just like me. If you're an up-and-coming artist, I suggest you follow him and listen to him because he does a lot of DIY content. He's a legend in those streets. Let's
Shout
get
out
right
to
into
you,
Curtis
Scru.
King content.
Shout out to Scru doing the homework. Shout out to you, Scru. That's love, fam. Thank you.
We got Problem. We got Bad Wolf. We're going, bro. Yeah, the battle's here.
Why?
And before anybody's like, who's Curtis? Of all the people that I have, people sending me their responses, or I saw their responses, he has the biggest channel of the people I'm reacting to for sure. So no slander. A lot of people be like, oh, what, YouTube rap? Yeah, nigga, what's up? We here. Huh? Sure. Doing bigger numbers in your face. All right, talk to him. Talk to him.
You see, it's way too many Joeys lately begging for respect, taking shots at the Western cause your marketing's a mess. Tell the truth, some of y'all only creative in that booth, cause when it's time to make some content, niggas ain't got a clue.
Oh, he took it. He took the, let me talk about your promoting strategy. Yeah, he took the, I'm gonna break down your whole marketing, this whole marketing scheme. You ain't nice enough to be getting people's attention unless you do. Let me break that whole, he took it to DIY. He gonna start talking about this nigga algorithm soon. It's gonna really hurt. It's gonna cut if you really know what he's talking about. He said, Joey, you just, come on. The content, chat. Content, you know what I mean? We need to up it.
Content niggas ain't got a clue. Let me teach you. See, I'm a DIY, out the West. Let me lead you. Your jealousy showing, your motive see-through. See, I react to news on the tube cause I'm not impressed. Hip-hop's a P.O. box. You might get addressed. I'm looking up at...
That was a confusing one for a lot of people. I'm going to break all of this down. Stay with me. Stay with me. I promise you. Stay with me.
Down to my coast and I see innovators. I'm looking at your lyrics on Genius. I see you been a hater. The West up. We in...
He said, I Googled your lyrics and peeped. Nigga, you kind of hating on the West, bro. What did Don say? What I heard is, niggas don't like the West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it.
That part.
Go off one at a time with it. We could be on a 3-hour time difference. Yeah. Huh? The West said, bro, we just had a good year. We just be over here minding our little business.
We just got our shit off. I get the competition. I get the line, but it's like, the timing is very ill-placed. It's only been 6 months of what you consider a heightened light and highlight on the West Coast. We barely got our shit off. Instead of, it's too much West Coast D-licking, maybe you should have said, hey, my peers out here in New York, wake your asses up. We got to do something about this. We need to make a remix of 100 Clips 100, well, I'm from New York. We need to make a remix of that. Where the fuck is Giant?
Getting better. We used to be the boogeyman of hip-hop. Yeah, that was a problem. People come out here and get hurt, man. We've been trying to change the whole little situation up, and y'all keep trying to pull us up out of that.
I'm saying.
Don't make me turn back to the old me. That's what they saying. And I'm loving it because I don't want the LA to ever go back to ever. I love the maturity and that. I think that has a lot to do with why niggas is prospering. Anyway, let's...
Come on. Hey, anybody who's been out here, like... The thing about it is, I think a lot of folks, it's funny, I was talking to Rob about this, is that a lot of people view LA like, Why haven't y'all succeeded even more? Like, why is it such a struggle to get your play? The truth of the matter is, beyond the politicking of when radio was more relevant, beyond the politicking of who are you cool with, who are you blackballed with, beyond that politicking, the landscape, and I got this from Glasses one time, told me, the landscape out here is movies first, music second. In New York, it's music first because all of the journalists are out there. All the sways, the Rob Markmans, the platforms are out there, right? I learned a very enlightening lesson when I did a press run with Murs in New York, and I saw all the outlets that were like in a 1 mile radius, hip hop based outlets. That's a lot to ask for. So, yeah. Let me let him cook on this. I just had to go ahead and express that one for sure.
And a hater, the West.
Big con. The West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with mine and our little yeah, whole little back to the all to Avago niggas is prosper. Huh? But this is yeah, we going to battle rap now, so don't
A hater, the West up. We in rotation like Western Bonaventure. About time the South had us poly grip.
We in rotation like Western Bonaventure.
Come on.
Restaurant, the rotation.
Like some dentures. But did they like Western Bonaventure? About time the South had us poly grip like some dentures. But did they get a mention on topics like D-licking? Guess you wasn't devastated, but hated that we winning. Don't let me.
He said when the South was up, when the South had because Joe, when you first came out, South was, West just now getting a little shine right now. The South that had hip hop in a dope fiend for the last like 15.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Because he came out about 2013 is when he was a XXL freshman, talking about Joey Badass. At that point, I think it was clear to say that in 2000, it was in the sole hands of the South, right? You're talking about off of the strength of so many of these emerging artists that were coming out the South at that point in time. Like, this is the South. So we're talking about today, we're 25 years deep. If we use a 2000 as the year, right? The T.I.s, the Ludacris, everybody, you're talking about 25 years. And then you say, hey, that 6 months the West Coast got, it's too much West Coast D-licking. Anybody feel like, Joey, like I read that like Joey, he turned into a, am I right, guys? Am I right? He's a fucking am I right guy. That pissed me off. Am I right? Am I right? Am I fucking right, huh? Who's the guy? What do you think they are? Huh? Am I right? Don't do that, Joey.
Almost Atlanta alone. You seem as upset. And what's crazy is the fact that that's a lyric that Joey quoted from another New York artist, my favorite artist, Jay-Z.
In the middle of the East Coast, West Coast beef.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
We're not in the middle of an East Coast, West Coast beef in 2025. That was in 95, 96. There's a lot of solidarity going on right now. It's like Drewski. Like, what did you mean by that?
But it just goes back into the day. You niggas, if y'all got a motto when the West be too popping, y'all got a little motto y'all be kicking? That's crazy.
That we winning. Don't let me find you jealous and mask it as competition. Honestly, I think you use it too loosely to say some slick shit. It's way too many YouTubers parading like they journalists. I heard your hot take, but it's burning me what your purpose is. I know you got hip hop.
Big Akademiks.
On your but do you bleed?
You just call him Big Academic? Jesus. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is one thing. We're going to explain this when I break the lyrics down, but why switch the focus from Joey Badass to content creators? Because I knew who this was talking to. I know who was listening to this verse and who was getting excited. Like, I know it was like a bunch of, YouTube-based channels, or it was a bunch of like folks who are in that space who were like, yeah, they not like us. And then I said, who the fuck is us? Because some of y'all bastardize the very same culture that I'm going to bat for right now. That not that I need to go to bat, but because I love this culture and I want to. Who's us? Who's us? So we're talking about the YouTube space of people who parade as journalists. And what we saw in that whole debacle of What's the Dirt versus Justin, we saw what real journalism looks like. And we saw what really good research looks like. Big difference. Right? And not even research. It's so many people who have given me information of some of these theories were uncredited from Reddit pages that What's the Dirt was pulling up. So even the things I'm giving you props on, I look like a fool on my channel giving you all that respect. I think of Thought Crimes, and I start watching Thought Crimes, and I'm like, they stole your whole flow. Just a thought. Just so you think these things are not coming out of anywhere. I need y'all to understand there's context for it all.
Playing in that dirt with the coach, you'll get deleted. That's why.
Ooh, shout out to Deleted. Shout out to Deleted. I got hip hop on my shirt.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's run that line back.
What you talking about? I know you ain't talking. Nah, I'm playing.
Heard your hot take, but it's burning me with your.
No, let's go back to that line. We missed the most important one here because people were tagging Screwface and saying, "Hey, bro, I think your man's trying to get at you, bro. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it?" I wasn't even talking about Screwface, dummy.
Coach, you'll get deleted. That's why.
Hold on, I didn't go back far enough. Hold on, here we go.
Parading like they journalists. I heard your hot take, but it's burning me with your purposes. I know you got hip hop.
Big Akademiks.
Up on your shirt, but do you bleed it? Go playing in that dirt with the coach, you'll get deleted.
All right, so Screwface got these t-shirts and hoodies that says hip hop's a sport, and I agree. Hip hop's a sport. Obviously, I'm playing the sport right now, right? I've been playing the sport for 20 years now. They immediately thought he's the only one that has hip hop on his shirt. What they failed to understand is that I'm a writer. I'm a writer and I really care about what I'm writing. Some people forgot about these What's the Dirt shirts. One more time.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I'm gonna tell you something I found really problematic, and this video ain't about him, but I find it's really problematic. The very same stan culture of Kendrick fans in the same way that he's tried to minimalize people who have actual issues with some of the things and the actions that he's doing. He tries to minimalize that to just fandom. Yet, his entire .com is dedicated to the battle. Very, very smart way to do it. And he has all of these hip hop memories. All over the t-shirts. He even has Kendrick here in the corner as part of the promo. The fuck are we talking about?
I'm gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Stan culture, but good enough to use for your promotion. What are we doing right now? That's nasty work. So when I wrote that, that's the only person I had in mind. Yeah, you got hip hop on your shirt, but do you bleed it? Even going back to the thing he said about Justin about he's like Carlton. Am I right, guys? Am I right? No, you don't bleed it. You got it on your shirt. So no, that wasn't no Screwface. Hell no. I want to make sure I cleared it up. Screwface, it's my guy, man. I really enjoy your content, bro. I enjoy your energy the most. So I had to make sure that was cleared up.
That's why.
Ooh, shout out to Deleted. Shout out to Deleted. I got hip hop on my shirt, nigga. Hold on, what you talking about? I know you ain't talking. Nah, I'm playing.
I said go playing in that dirt with the culture. You'll get deleted. I don't know if you've seen that pack out video by Deleted, but you might want to go check that out if you need some further context.
Heard your hot take, but it's burning me with your purposes. I know you got hip hop on your shirt, but do you bleed it? Go playing in that dirt with the coach, you'll get deleted. That's why I'm like.
Basically meaning, and I'll break this down, I'm sorry. Basically meaning you go play with the gossip, you go play with the low-hanging fruit, you go play with the fruit that has fallen off the tree, and you all in that dirt, you might get deleted. Double entendre, you might get canceled, you might get kicked out the culture, but you might also get a video dedicated to you by a certain YouTuber named Deleted, one of my favorites out here. Slow it down.
Thank God for the Rob Markmans, Jeremy Heck Skies, FDs, and Justin's analysts. I'm 40 years deep in my life, and I feel fabulous. I used to be afraid of this age. It ain't so bad, I guess. So keep the candle lit, keep on playing the mandolin. This year I made a way.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my battle rap mind, as soon as he said this line, I'm like, and he's mentioning people, hip hop journal. I'm not a hip hop journalist, I'm a rapper who does reactions. But I know you got hip hop on your shirt, and he's shouting out people like Deleted and stuff. It's like, who else got hip hop on their shirt?
Oh, I just broke that down.
What you talking about? What you mean by that, Curtis? What you mean by that, nigga? Huh?
I feel like me and Screw might get along really well. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Let's link up, Screw.
I rock with Curtis.
Same.
What you mean by that, nigga?
Same.
Hold on, man. Don't make this might have turned into some whole other. Yeah.
What you trying to get into, my boy?
That's my
I get
hip-hop
it.
insecurity attacking. As soon as I hear something that might could apply to me, you know damn well the battle rapper. No, that's my battle rap insecurity.
I got it too. It's all good. Like we have been tortured souls in this thing of hip hop. As much as we love this competition, it's some demons deep inside that we got to go to therapy for. I've been to therapy and I understand now. I understand it now.
What you mean by that, nigga? What you mean by that, nigga?
I know you got hip hop on your shirt, but do you bleed it? Go playing in that dirt with the coach, you'll get deleted. That's why I'm like, thank God for the Rob Markmans, Jeremy Heck Skies, FDs, and Justin's analysts. I'm 40 years deep in my life, and I feel fabulous. I used to be afraid of this age. It ain't so bad, I guess. So keep the candle lit, keep on playing the mandolin. This year I made a...
I like that candle lit, keep on letting the mandolin. Some of the rhymes aren't.
They're approximate. They're approximate. Yeah.
With the mandolin, that was like a real good rhyme.
Wish that we'll never ever abandon this. When Joe left in Practical Jokers, I took it personal. When Joey took a shot at the coast, I said, who Urkel, bro? Geeked up, skeeter type, pro, but I'm not BMI. Fun fact, you rapped on my beat. The song Tree of Life. He is a...
Damn.
In a Western Union that you can't divide. Just say
Fun
the
fact.
boogeyman name and he might just reply. Why? Stay safe in these wildfires.
Man, shout out to Screwface. I do appreciate you, bro. Matter of fact, look at some final thoughts from him.
Man, that was cool. I literally, the most interesting line to me was the hip hop shirt one, because I'm like, who is he talking to there? You better chill, buddy. That's a Joey Badass shot. I wasn't even doing that again. I don't know if he's talking about me, but
Not at all. Let's keep it going. So, look, we're only Monday. Look, we're only 13 years into the new year. I know what I said. We're only 13 years into the new year. By the way, thank you to everybody who was donating to the LA Food Bank. That is the fundraiser that is fueling this particular stream. Thank you so much. So, it's only the 13th year in the new year. And now here we are, and Rob Markman, man, that's my guy.
Somebody gonna have to tell
Are
the
you
truth. and I'm
kidding
gonna
me?
tell it.
It's Rob Markman. It's a hip hop. This is a legendary hip hop journalist, if not one of the goats of this shit. I talked to him on the phone about an interview that I saw when I was younger on the Rap Fix with Joey Badass. And I said, man, there's one time I remember where Odd Future was kind of like disrespecting him. And he was like, oh yeah, I was hosting that. You was hosting that? He's so embedded in the culture, so embedded in the media space of the culture as well. And as an artist, like you've come in contact with him if you've engaged with any kind of hip hop content. Seeing him, first of all, become a friend of mine, seeing him become somebody as a part of the Culture United, just chopping it up with him, man. There's still a hip hop kid in me that's like, this shit is wild. But he responded to my response. All these responses are the response. It's Inception shit.
My man Curtis King, man. Shout out to Curtis King, man. Culture United. Curtis is dope because Curtis, like myself, in some ways, because he does a lot of things that I don't do, but Curtis, runs his YouTube channel, veteran at it. I think he's been doing it about 10 years. Makes his own content and makes his own music. So he's in the music and he's to the content, to the media space, and balances the two. We do the Culture United live stream together on the Company Man channel. Shout out to Justin Hunt and everybody.
Shout out to Justin.
Jeremy Heck and FD Signify and Professor Sky and Absa and oh man, Open Mike Eagle. Fantano was on the last one, so shout out to all the guys. But he dropped a joint called Content, and he used to conduct the beat. We'll go through some of this, man. He says,
You know how many times I've been trying to be on this double XL, you know what I'm saying, collage with Curtis King on the top as a story. Hey, man, you know how many times I envision that? Shit's happening. Hey, shout out to Justin. It's all happening.
way too many Joeys lately begging for respect, taking shots at the Western, because your marketing's a mess. Tell the truth, some of y'all only creative in that booth because when it's time to make some content, niggas ain't got a clue. And that this makes sense because this is what Curtis stands on. It's like, yo, make that music, make that content, make that music, tell your story. So, some of y'all only creative in the booth. There's him separating himself from, be it Joey, but it feels bigger than that. Some of y'all only creative in the booth because when it's time to make content, y'all ain't got a clue. Curtis is saying I'm the king of that.
I mean, speaking in third person, look, I just do what I do. I do what I do. But look, it's not necessarily like, my thing is this. Anytime we jump on somebody back and we, start like doing the whole mob mentality thing and we pointing fingers, they always say it's four back pointing back at us, right? You pointing, or three fingers pointing, whatever they say. It's pointing back at me, right? So my thing is, I always try to make sure that no matter how bravado my lyrics are when I'm writing them, that at some point I leave some space open for some humility, for some I'm not above that. Matter of fact, your actions that I don't agree with, I've done it in another capacity, and I'm guilty of the same damn thing. But what I'm seeing here is what I'm expressing, and I'm giving you the whole spectrum of it. So no, it's not me trying to separate myself from my peers, but it is in a sense letting them know this is the difference. Because I know people are going to listen to what I do and be like, this nigga can't rap, da-da-da-da. I don't care. That's none of my business. That's your preference. But what you're not going to do is come in here and flex on me and act like I don't do the things that I be doing. I shot that video, right? I themed that video. I colored that video. I recorded myself and mixed it all in this live stream that you guys got to see on this channel. How many times you seen a response song get made in a live stream? Show me. How many fingers? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to talk. This is hip hop. You got to make sure that you give yourself your roses, because if not, nobody else is. I believe that.
Let me teach you. See, I'm the DIYer out west. So let me lead you. Your jealousy showing, your motive is see-through. So, again, that thing, the jealousy.
You look uncomfortable.
Is similar to what I was talking about with Daylight is painting Joey at, the West got it, and now y'all want to rap. And again, this is just how they taking it. I'm not surprised that an MC out on the West would take it this way. Curtis is just coming from that perspective. DIY is his whole campaign.
If you ever wanted to, y'all be over here asking me about being unbiased. If you ever wanted unbiased, like, my man's is from the East Coast. Proud representative. He was pissed off at me. He got the NY hat on. He was pissed off at me when I showed up to Culture United with that LA Dodger hat looking the way I look. Like, so Rob, don't you start with me, Curtis. But he's still giving all these responses. I think that's, what I'm saying? And Joey's his man. He talks about it here.
He really built his music from the ground up and his content from the ground up. And he's from LA, came up in that scene, and he could rap. He does content. Why not throw his name in the ring? Makes sense. He says, I react to news on the tube because I'm not impressed. I react to news in the tube because I'm not impressed. So he's not in the press. He was never in the press, the traditional press. So he makes his own news on YouTube because he wasn't a media darling, a press darling, but also because I'm not impressed. So, cool little wordplay. Mm-hmm. Hip hop's a P.O. box. You might get addressed. I'm looking up and down at my coast and I see innovators. I'm looking up your lyrics on Genius. I see you been a hater.
For context, Rob used to be a very pivotal figure over at Genius Lyrics. I be knowing what I'm doing when I'm writing them. I be knowing what I'm doing. I did this for so long. That laugh was all I had to see. The understanding sometimes you write things and it's for an audience. Sometimes you write things and it's like, I know my man's Rob might see this. I just want him to understand how much respect throughout this whole song, even to the joke from Impractical Jokers, I have for the East Coast and for New York individually, like specifically. So, hey, Tasha.
Oh, man, leave me out of it. Leave Genius out of it. Leave Genius out of this, bro. Nah, clever bars. I'm fucking around. I'm looking up your lyrics on Genius, and I see you been a hater. So he's talking to Joey, like, just painting him as a hater, right? West is up. We in rotation, like Western Bonaventure. About time the South had us polygrip like some dentures. Western Bonaventure kind of spins around, right? About time the South had us polygrip like some dentures. The South was running it. But did they get a mention on topics of D-licking? Guess you wasn't devastated, but hated that we winning. So Devastated, that was clever. Devastated is one of Joey's biggest songs. I do really like that record.
I do too.
So there's an interesting lyric
I like that record.
talking about when
I'm gonna get back to that for a second. I'm just playing.
the South was having a run. That Joey mentioned them in terms of NY. Too much West Coast dick licking. Was it too much South dick licking when the South had it? Like how come now that the West has it that Joey's like it's too much West Coast dick licking? What did you say about the South when the South had it?
That part.
And I'm not sure. I have to research this. I have to go in and research this. If y'all know, hit me in the comments. Because y'all might just know off the top. I have to do my research. But if anyone did, it was Joey, and maybe not those exact words. But Joey Badass has always been on some New York shit. Joey has always represented the city and the sound that we kind of traditionally grew up on in New York, particularly that sound from the 90s. He's always represented it. He came into the game representing that and respecting that. And he's always waved that flag. So I'm going to go back and listen and really dive back into the catalog and see if I can pinpoint. But do not be surprised if Joey had a similar message when the South was killing it. And the South is still killing it, but when the South was peak reign and all eyes on Atlanta, particularly Atlanta, because the South's not just Atlanta. Shout out to Memphis is killing it too, Houston. But peak Atlanta, and when the South was killing it, and rappers was making New York sound, rappers from New York was making South sounding music.
Designer.
Don't be surprised if Joey has a lyric there then telling New York, hey, we gotta be on our New York shit. Stop following what they doing. Get on our shit.
I feel that sentiment, Rob. I feel that sentiment. But I'm pretty sure I can guarantee you, Charles Barkley voice, guarantee you, he didn't say nothing about the South D licking, because that's going to make them tour dates a little tricky.
Somebody gonna have to
A
tell
little
me that I'm gonna
tricky. It can get a little tricky. Ain't nobody said about the South. The South moved different. The West moved different. But I feel like a lot of people talk crazy about the West when they don't have any reason to be out there in the West. That's what made me think like, well, I know he's doing movies. Who would put him up to something like that? And that's when I started to think about the other Curtis. The one that really has one S, Mr. Curtis Jackson. Oh, man. That theory is what lended its hand to some of the writing in this verse. Curtis versus Curtis. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. I will fight for my life. You will never see a fight like that ever. If I die, I die. I'm fighting for my life. That Curtis ain't nothing to play with. But I just think it's really weird the way you see him aligning with people. That's on that.
Again, I gotta look it up. If y'all know of anything, hit me in the comments. But I do believe, and if anybody said that, it will be Joey.
Wait a minute. Just to be fair, someone here just said, no pardons. Joey said something about the South too. Remember, he was hating on mumble rap. Well, the thing about that is, that's a lot more subtle. That's a lot more. Too much West Coast D-licking. That's a different kind of, like, them fighting words. Them fighting words. Hey, man, get off my... That's fighting words for some people. Saying, hey, when you rap, sounds like you're mumbling. I think most of the folks who are doing are participating in mumble rap would agree. That's that sauce. You mad you can't do it, bitch. Like, I don't think that's mild sauce. That's mild sauce. That's mild sauce. That's not Red Rooster. That's mild sauce.
It would absolutely be Joey. Just because he's pro New York, man. That's just what he is. That's what he represents. He doesn't pretend to be anything else. There's nothing wrong with that. So Curtis goes on. Don't let me find out you jealous and mask it as competition. Honestly, I think you used to loosely say some slick shit. Yeah, so just painting him as jealous, right?
Hey, can we just be happy that we are breaking down? Like, Rob has always done that, but can we be, for a second, forget me in the picture, forget everything. Can we just like have a moment of just happiness that we're breaking down lyrics again and we're sitting and asking about like, oh, okay, what does it mean by that? Because it got to a point where we started becoming really careless about it. We didn't care about what they saying some shit. Some of that shit kind of fire, whatever. I like that.
Then Curtis goes on, there's way too many YouTubers parading like they journalists. I heard your hot take, but it's burning me with your purposes. I know you got hip hop on your shirt, but do you bleed it? Go playing in the dirt with the culture, you'll get and deleted is, you know what I'm saying? So this is What's the Dirt, I feel like, and I know him and Justin had something. So this feels like a shot there, go playing in the dirt with the coach and you get deleted. I feel like that's that. You know, I know you got hip hop on your shirt, but do you bleed it? We talk about this concept of, I know I've talked about this before, there's a lot of people who take their hip hop off when they come home, like Mr. Rogers. You ever watch Mr. Rogers? He comes in the door, he takes his shoes off, takes his tie off, takes his sweater off. There's some people who play in hip hop who make money.
Won't you be my hip hop? Take it off, go to work. Now I can be someone different. Head asses.
Hip hop, and then when they go home and they lay down, they take that hip hop off. But do you bleed it? Is it in you? Is it really in you? Curtis bleeds it. I bleed it. You know, he's talking about the YouTubers now. He's not talking about Joey. Shifted his focus. Then he goes, thank God for the Rob Markmans, Jeremy Hex, Skies, FDs, and Justin's analysts. Culture United. So shout out to those guys, man. First of all, I get a mention. That's crazy. That's dope. I'm honored.
He like, don't you put my name in this.
Weird. Joey is my man, man. And he gonna put my name in it to use me. What's going on here? Nah.
All right, look.
This is dope rhymes.
This. You know what this is? After Daylight released that song and I reacted to it, I called him and we talked for about 30 minutes. Right? Can't really disclose the stuff we talked about, but all I'll say is this: when I understood the perspective of why he gave sort of kind of like a warning shot, but more so. To me, Daylight represents, this is why his response was so interesting. I know there was more, there was responses with more vitriol and the stuff that people are looking for and, they're hungry for it. But the thing about Daylight that I thought was so amazing, shout out to Brittany Snell giving to the food bank. Much love to you. The thing that was so dope about that is that here we are, removed all these years from the 95 East Coast, West Coast, and we lost Biggie, we lost Tupac and so many other soldiers in this thing. This shows how much we've all evolved, including the West evolved, right? I know there's a lot of folks who feel a certain way because their favorite artist came out here and it ended up being the last time that you saw them. It ended up being part of the demise from the PBs and the Pop Smokes and whatnot, right? But when I saw him take the angle of, nah, F that. Ain't no East Coast, West Coast. Matter of fact, I love your city more. Look, I rock with your city. Your city rock with me. Matter of fact, I'm more, you feel me? Like I'm more of an East Coast artist than you are. That's crazy. But what I'm getting at is that he took a different angle that was like, nah, I'm going to have all this imagery of New York, and I'm going to make sure you understand, like, this is not going to be that. We've evolved from that. That Jay-Z line in 1995, 96, we've evolved from that. We're in a different headspace. It's too much love being exchanged back and forth from East Coast to West Coast. So I love that direction. That was interesting to me.
Fucking around, but he's talking about these YouTubers and what do you represent? I know what I represent, man. I know what Jeremy represents. I know what Curtis represents. I love what Sky does and what he represents. We know what FD Signify represents. Mm-hmm. We know what Justin represents. So this is dope. He says, I'm 40 years deep in this life. Feeling fabulous. I used to be afraid of this age. It ain't so bad, I guess. So keep the candle lit. Keep on playing the mandolin. This year, I'm going to make a wish that I'll never, ever abandon this. So just dope. We're going to go through a little bit. When Joe left in Practical Jokers, I took it personal. When Joey took a shot at the coast, I said, who Urkeled, bro? That's just a dope line. I took it personal. Who Urkeled, bro. So just the wordplay. But now he's back on Joey. When Joey took a shot at the coast, I said, who Urkeled, bro? Geeked up, ski the type. I'm a P.R.O, but not BMI. I'm a pro, but not BMI. Performing Rights Organization, BMI is a P.R.O. Fun fact, you rapped on my beat.
I can't believe nobody got the connection to Pro Error.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
Or at least acknowledged it. I thought that was, see, that's how you know. Sometimes we write and it's like, damn, they're gonna go crazy over this. People, they forgot about the Pro Error. It's a play. Okay. But yeah, these things are true as well. I did have that in mind. That's why when I write something, I'm like, oh, shit. Hold on, let's reword that. But yeah, continue.
The song Tree of Life. He is I in the Western Union that you can't divide. Just say the boogeyman name and he just might reply why. It's dope. It's
Appreciate
dope, man.
you,
I like Curtis for doing this. shot the video, you know, DIYer, man. Like, so Curtis threw his hat on the ring, highly capable MC. Why not? Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't I?
Come on.
Right, so I like that.
All right, man. Shout out to Rob, bro. I got my lyrics broken down by Rob. What a great 13 years into the 2025 it's been, at least for this channel. But let's not forget what the focus ultimately is here, right? Shout out to every one of you that are giving out. I can't wait to go back to that chat and compile how many of y'all have given out donations to this LA food bank. Salute. Round of applause for y'all. Y'all got me in here feeling like fucking Frank Sinatra fundraisers. The moon is bright. Keep on donating, everybody. Keep on donating. It's to a great cause. The moon is bright. Y'all got me feeling like I'm doing one of them damn telecasts. I feel really 90s, but we are fundraising for a good cause. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The moon is bright. Hi, how you doing? Oh, Kathy from North Dakota. Oh, thank you so much. The moon is bright. Damn telethons. Yeah, I know I was going to butcher that, but the telethons. Yep. Belizeans, please stay safe out there. You said you're heading back to Pasadena. Please stay safe out there. All right, let's do this. I'm going to break this down and make it really, really easy for you because I care about this craft. I know some of y'all, not all of y'all, and I appreciate y'all that know my Carfax. But some of y'all, especially when I started criticizing Drake for the ishing and all of the rhyming that he's doing very consistently, like, you think it's coming from the perspective of somebody who just does this all the time. And though I do, I really have been writing out here, and I've been about my pen since day one. And I still, even at 40, want to find ways to improve and learn from my peers. So, let me break this shit down for you. It's way too many Joeys lately begging for respect, taking shots at the Western because your marketing's a mess. Why is Joey's plural? First of all, Joey's is plural because Joey not the only one using these spicy lines to get attention. Matter of fact, if you remember, I had a song called Out There where I was responding back to a rapper who made a diss song that was on very faulty foundation. A rapper made a diss song about me when I was asleep. He ain't even had a decency to say we got beef. It's way too many Joeys out here. That wasn't just for Joey, but it is for Joey. Lately begging for respect, taking shots at the Western. Taking shots at the Western because your marketing's a mess. Hey, tell the truth. Some of y'all only creative in that booth because when it's time to make some content, niggas ain't got a clue. I can't tell you how many rappers I talk to that they like, man, I just finished my project, man. That shit took me to the greatest lengths of creativity. What kind of content should I shoot? Should I screenshot SoundCloud? No. You got endless creativity. Do something with that shit. Do something with that. So this is more of a statement of like, oh, that's where we're at with it. Where we have to rely upon the lowest hanging fruit to get our marketing going. That's not a marketing plan. That's a marketing opportunity. So I go on to say, let me teach you, because this is what I do here on this channel. Let me teach you. See, I'm a DIYer out the West, so let me lead you. Your jealousy showing, your motive see-through. For those that don't understand that line, okay, double entendre. First of all, the first line of this is, let me teach you. I'm a DIYer out the West, so let me lead you. Your jealousy showing, your motive see-through. If your jealousy was a piece of clothing, that would mean that your motive is see-through, right? This is clothing, right? Your jealousy showing. Let me see if I can find this shit real quick. Hold on. Because this was also me alluding to Joe Gatto. Your jealousy showing, girlfriend. Don't let me find this. Don't let me find this.
Girlfriend, your jealousy is showing.
Impractical Jokers, one of my favorite damn shows, True TV, happens to be a show that's shot on the East Coast. This entire verse, you're getting mentions of the East Coast. The entire verse. I'm not done yet. I really do this. You're gonna stop playing with me. Your jealousy showing, your motive see-through. See, I react to news on the tube because I'm not impressed. As you can see, I wrote it here. Impress. It's a play on words, right? I'm not in the press. They don't show me love like that. They want me to kiss ass to come on their platforms. No. I got my own. I react to news on it too, because I'm not in press. But then also too, I react to this news the way that I do because I'm not impressed by the shit that a lot of people are impressed by because these folks are celebrities. No. I can see right through this. Keep it going. Hip hop's a P.O. box. You might get addressed. Now, if the imagery of hip hop is a P.O. box, what do you do when you go to a P.O. box? You mail things. Well, in this situation, what I'm talking about is another double entendre. Hip hop's a P.O. box. You might get addressed. Well, it's a play on, it's a switch of the word for this reason. Of course, you're going to get addressed like a conversation. I'm talking to you, but then also too, you can be demasculated in the midst of a battle. I'm going to give you address. I'm going to send you. You might get address. Don't worry about that. Hip hop's a P.O. box. You might get addressed. I'm looking up and down at my coast and I see innovators. I'm looking at your lyrics on Genius. I seen you been a hater. Soon as I wrote Genius, I said, I gotta shout out Rob Markman. I gotta shout out Rob Markman. And that's exactly what this was starting to once again give you an idea of what's coming up next. I mean, literally, I'm just reading Joey's lyrics on the song and I'm like, dog, it's a lot of shots that you could take in certain songs and be like, what you mean by that, Joey? Anyways, continue. I said, the West up. We in rotation like West and Bonaventure. The first play on this is, what do you mean in rotation? Well, you're seeing a lot of West Coast records. Salute to Kendrick Lamar and the GNX project. He's got a lot of those featured artists in rotation. They're getting play in places they wouldn't have normally got play because of the spotlight and the stage they're on. So we in rotation. Matter of fact, I put we in this, not just because I'm from the West, but now my content is in rotation. We in rotation, like West and Bonaventure. In downtown LA, you might see this really, really interesting gray building that has 3 different structures that make it up. It's called the West End Bonaventure. At the very top, the West up, there's a revolving restaurant. It's one of the trippiest things I've ever been to. And I had to make sure I got a shout out because that's one of my favorite hotels of all time. It's in the middle of downtown LA. Like, it's funny. The first time I went there, I had to drink a little something because I was like, this shit ain't moving. But then it started moving. Matter of fact, this is why I love having these moments, because look at this. When I said that line, here you have somebody right here that said, that West up, we in rotation like West and Bonaventure line go over foolies' heads who not from LA. Fun fact, I rented out a section and invited all my homies at Bonavista Lounge for my 27th birthday and told them order whatever they want as we rotated above downtown LA.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
I really be writing sometimes. Shall I continue? It's about time. It's about time. We in rotation like Western Bonhamy. We in rotation. It's about time. The South had us polygrip like some dentures. But did they mention? But did they get a mention on topics like D-licking? Did you say it's too much South D-licking? Because if 6 months of people showing love to West Coast is too much D-licking, what do you think this domination for the last 25 years been? That's the gok 5,000 million. What do you think that is? Did you say something about that? Why the hypocrisy? Why are we doing this? That was me once again, lining that up. Continue. I said, don't let me find you jealous and mask it as competition. Honestly, I think you use it too loosely to say some slick shit. Going back to those way too many Joey's line, there's a lot of rappers that use passive aggressive behavior when doing these diss songs. And they say competition. That ain't competition. That ain't competition. That's you not being able to operate with your emotions. Your emotions. Come on now. Go to therapy. Work your way through that. We are more advanced. Get your emotional IQ up. It's way too many YouTubers parading like they journalists. All right, so switching it up. Like I said earlier, I switched the focus of this because I said, wait a minute. I might have a bunch of YouTube channels that's like, get them. They can't make content for shit. I might have streamers that's like, get them. These rappers need us. hold on, Playboy, because you can't do what they do. So I'm like in the middle of this. I'm an artist and I'm somebody that makes content, right? I'm in the middle of this. So when I see them like getting excited, I'm like, Let's turn the lens back to you. It's way too many YouTubers parading like they journalists. Yeah, I heard your hot take, but it's burning me what your purpose is. Like, do you really love hip hop? What is your purpose for covering the stories you do? If it didn't do views, would you cover it? If it wasn't having the audience in a chokehold, would you do it? Do you care about it that much? Are you willing to sacrifice videos like I did yesterday, where I know it's not going to have a high viewership if I talk about the future of the marathon store? It's not about the viewership. It's about the story and the things that matter that really matter to me and folks out here. So once again, I heard your hot take. It's a play on hot, but it's burning me what your purpose is. I know you got hip hop on your shirt. I know you got hip hop on your shirt. That ain't about Screw face. But do you bleed it? Double entendre. Do you bleed it? Is it in your blood? Or are you bleeding it like a scavenger would, like a vulture would? Stop it. Go playing in the dirt with the culture, you'll get deleted. Here we are on this line. You guys really enjoyed this line. Go playing in the dirt with the culture, you'll get deleted. Let's talk about the obvious one. Obviously, we see all the bullshit going on with What's the Dirt, right? Try to give the guy an opportunity to, flip around his actions. No, he's been fanning the flames ever since, and he's becoming even more reckless. I didn't like the way he operated with Moni. I didn't like a lot of things that I saw, but I stayed silent. And I saw this as an opportunity where I'm like, this is an avatar of the things that I hope changes moving forward with. However you associate hip-hop journalism, I hope that's going under an evolution that gets rid of that kind of rhetoric. So I said, I know you got hip-hop on your shirt, but do you bleed it? Go playing in the dirt with the culture, you'll get deleted. Well, if you didn't know, Deleted, another very popular YouTube channel, emerging popular YouTube channel, made a pack-out video. And he addressed those things that What's the Dirt did. And it based upon some screenshots I've seen, it's about to get uglier. So go playing in the dirt with the culture. Basically, only come to the culture when it's time to talk about the dirtiest gossip, the dirty laundry. You'll get deleted. You'll get canceled. You'll get kicked out. Double entendre. So I said, thank God for the Rob Markmans, another East Coast shout out. Jeremy Heck, Skies, FDs, and Justin's analysts. I'm 40 years deep in this life and feeling fabulous. This is where I'm telling the listener, look, the reason why you're not getting me calling Joey all kind of names and all kind of B's, I'm 40 years old. I'd be a fucking loser calling Joey all of these things, especially after I've worked with him as a producer. I'd be a loser. He's 29 years old. OG, lead differently. That was my perspective in that. I'm 40 years deep in his life and feeling fabulous. Fabulous. That's a play on F-A-B-O-L-O-U-S. That's just a love to one of my favorite MCs and Fabulous. I used to be afraid of this age. It ain't so bad, I guess. So keep the candle lit. Keep on playing the mandolin. This year I'll make a wish that I'll never ever abandon this. So I changed it from I to we, talking about the West Coast. This year I'll make a wish that we'll never ever abandon this Western unity, this attention that is on the West, the amazing music that is coming out the West, the momentum that obviously has been started and championed by Kendrick. Like, look, I make a wish that we never go into the dark years that we have seen here on the West Coast. So that's that. But then also, too, it's a personal message to me that, hey, I'm rapping again. And I didn't feel like rapping towards the end of the last year because I was burnt out being a DIYer. But I'll never, ever abandon this. Last few lines. We finally get to the Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers. How many rappers gonna shout out Joe Gatto? Come on now. That's why I'm me. That's why I'm me. I'm not saying it's a bragging thing. I'm just saying, I like that show. When Joe left Impractical Jokers, I took it personal. I took that more personal than anything Joey said. When Joey took a shot at the coast, I said, who Urkeled, bro? Geeked up. Skeeter type. All right, dog. Skeeter type. A pro. But I'm not BMI. Obviously, P.R.O is short for Performer Rights Organization. And BMI is one of those pros. But also, there's a reason why I have it in all caps. It's also a play on pro air, which is obviously Joey Badass's imprint. Fun fact. You rapped on my beat. The song, Tree of Life. I just wanted to keep that BMI going. He is I, in a Western Union that you can't divide. When you send out a wire to someone on Western Union, don't you got to divide the fees? Okay, never mind. Just say the boogeyman name and he might just reply why, which comes down to the reason why I even did this to begin with. I looked at that and I said, wait a minute. Did you really just want to say it's too much Kendrick D-licking? Let's just be honest right now, Joey.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Because I'm pretty sure if you said it's too much Kendrick D-licking, I'm pretty sure you could probably be respecting some kind of response of some kind. Whether it's a video, whether it's, a cameo by somebody that kind of looks like you. You never know. He's very strategic about these things. Your issue ain't with the West. I call cap on that because the West ain't been up long enough. Your issue is with seeing all of this attention on Kendrick. Somebody that 2 years after he was on a double XL, you was on a double XL. Somebody that people looked at you and said, man, hey, bro, you see him emerging? Man, you might be the one. And it didn't happen that way. So I'm reading this as a 40-year-old man and saying, no. I see past the competitive. Oh, we just. No. I see that. I see past that. It's almost like playing video games with somebody you thought was your homie. And then you really get to see their real feelings when they start losing about how they feel about you. That's what I'm reading it as. So when I see that, I'm like, dog, if you said that, you'd have more of an argument. There's been a lot of people out here, blindly sometimes, going crazy, like fighting everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on behalf of Kendrick. Right or wrong, they said, that's my guy and I'm sticking by him. Right? I look at this and I'm like, you really didn't have an issue with the West. Your issue's with Kendrick. Just say the boogeyman name. Just say the boogeyman name. And he might just reply. Why would you do this? That's why I ended with why. Then I made sure that the focus was still here. LA, please stay safe in these wildfires. And I will say this, round of applause for every single one of you. Let's park it right here real quick. Let's park it here for just a second. Shout out to the Ville, my guy. Let's park it here. Round of applause for everybody who's given to this. They've given to this right now. Think about this for a second. I know the timing of this to some people can look a little messy, a little off. But I'm looking through this chat and I don't know how much, I don't even know how to look at it. I got to go back to the chat after this is over with. I'm looking at, we've clear over $100-something that we've been able to have the community give to an LA foundation. But it took content like this for us to be here in a very unique way and engage in a very unique way. Some people are hands-on, foot to pavement. They're out there and they're putting in the work and we salute them. Some people have platforms like myself and I live about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from all this stuff going on. But this is one way that I know that I can contribute in a way that I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just seeing y'all show up like this for this and then giving money to this as a fundraiser. That's what this was about. Don't never get it twisted. Ain't no clout chasing. Don't need it. I got 300,000 plus subscribers. People got a weird, it's over 200, Courtney. Shout out to that one more time.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Joey. That's how you do content, Joey. That's how you do content. I did a live stream showing me recording the verse. I made reaction videos to all the other people who made reactions, including your own. I'm doing a live stream right now in which we're talking to the people right here. Nhale, so I'm glad you asked that. Lord Racer said, Nhale City on Fire was the inspiration, Curtis. Maybe. I didn't think about it directly, but all I know is he got wind of my video and then put it in his Instagram. And he didn't say like, man, listen to this old bitch ass nigga. He said, I hear you, Curtis. Why? Because I heard him. I know what it looks like. I know the optics look really, really tricky for some people. But then also, too, I had to say, where's my empathy? What if that's his home? What if it's not and this is his way to contribute? What if everybody don't know how to be out there and they don't know how to be involved? Some people have never been in a community in situation like this. Some people don't know how to process their own trauma, yet alone be around other people who are trying to process it. So for some people, being that close to the fire, no pun intended, is a bit much. This is their way to contribute. Would you rather them sit at home and do nothing? Would you rather them sit at home and just retweet shit and don't do nothing? So now I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm passing a lot less judgment on people who just show up. But if you want to talk about passing judgment, if you want to really dig into that, I thought this was tricky. So by the way, for context, I try to stay away from reacting to anything that this guy does. Because it's just like, dog, it's all in bad taste, but that's his brand. I think he really believes that in his own way, he's like the Donald Trump of hip hop media. So he takes on some of the tactics, but we can see through it because we have a high emotional IQ. He just is banking on these niggas in hip hop ain't got no IQ. They just react out of anger. Not all of us, but peep this video that's going around. This is Act drunk on his live stream saying, LA fires, I don't give a F about that. California is a shithole. Feel how you want to feel, Act, but the timing is insane.
LA fires, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't even.
Well, damn, Act, that's how you come up for 2025? First off, I want to say, man, prayers up to the family that lost everything,
Facts.
man. I know it's going to be hard to get everything back, but my prayers are with y'all. But Act, you ain't have to do that. You ain't even have to say that. And then you ain't have to laugh after you said that. Then after that, you said this right here.
On the West Coast, but what it just reminds me is that California's a shithole.
Wow.
Not gonna lie to you. Shithole, completely.
Now I see why you don't answer the phone when AD be calling you. Because you really don't fuck with them people like that, man. But when that other man call, you pick up on the first ring. No matter if it's the other man or Whack 100, you pick up on the first ring. But, hey, man, it's time for some new journalists in 2025, man. All this other shit played out, bro.
That part. So, yeah, and I see you guys, I see you right now, Kendra said Act does a lot more rage baiting. I feel like people get to rage baiting when they get desperate. I feel like they get desperate, they start rage baiting. Shout out to Mufasa Davis 229. Here's the thing about it I think is really interesting. Okay? I am contributing to the problem right now, but I'm okay with that because I'm gonna repair this. Let me tell you how powerful the God I believe in is. And what looks like a very, very selfish statement and what looks like a very disrespectful statement, which it is, which if anybody else, it's a bitch ass statement to make. But that anger is too easy to get to. I look at this and say, look how good God is that he can even use people who are at this low. People who are so poor, all they have is a following and money. People who are so poor, all they have is a following and money. He can use them, and look at how many people showed up into the conversation. I just reposted this video from, shout out to Yazzers. 115,000 people showed up. Starkeisha, no! And made all of these statements. My thing is this, which you got to understand, and I know y'all understand it. Some people have turned a deaf ear to anything that has to do with these LA fires because that's all they're talking about on the news, no matter where you're from. But it takes moments like this. I don't know. God works in mysterious ways. It takes moments like this for us to restart the conversation, but in a different way. That's what content is, though, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason why some channels struggled during the Drake versus Kendrick beef, because they made the same content over and over and over again. But you gotta add variety. You gotta add variety. That's content 101. With that said, though, DIYers, I'm not gonna just talk about it. Joey, this is open to you too. I'm gonna be about it.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Oh, you gotta love it when a plan comes together. 100 viral video ideas for indie musicians ebook. I'm gonna share this link with you right now. I'm gonna explain what this is. You can't make the same content over and over again hoping for new results. That's not how this works. So what I did was I made a book. I made an ebook for independent artists who struggle, and the only thing they can think about doing is making a diss song to get some motion around their music. That's cap. You got to be more creative than that, and you are, because you were made to make music. Your creativity is endless. With that said, though, I just want to make this available. This is not what this stream about. I want to make this available to those of you that are interested. But just to give you an idea what this looks like before we end this, this is what it looks like. 100 viral videos. It breaks down my philosophy, my background when it comes to content. But then also, too, you get examples of content. You will never run out of a piece of content to make. Especially if you got a 10-track album, an EP, you will never run out of content again. I explain why you do it, how long it should be. And then if you click on the actual picture, it takes you right to the post. Hey, Joey, hit me. I'll get you this. I'll get you and your team this for free. Random acts of kindness. Well, there it is, the Outwires. You can get that, of course, in the chat. But final thoughts. You know, I think it's unfortunate. Oh, shout out to that. Brittany Snell, let's make sure we almost $300 in donations in less than an hour. Here we go with the telethon vibes. Oh, the moon is bright. Brittany, thank you so much. And the stars are light. Oh, thank you so much, North Dakota. And I know we will. Anonymous, $7 for Los Angeles Food Bank. And we will. That's not even a song, but I feel like that telethon energy right now. You know I'm a 90s kid. You know, misunderstood. Misunderstood. I rock with you the long way. Appreciate you. I'm going to jail. I ain't going back to jail. No. All I did was I'm trying to encourage people to, I guess if I want to encourage them to help out the LA fires and the food bank, I should stop singing. Well, I think it's time. Hello there, DIYers. Oh, T.M. Smith. $20 for the Los Angeles Food Bank. That could get you fries and a combo sometimes. Curtis Santana head. Okay, I'm done. Curtis Sinatra. Oh my goodness. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to call the cops. Hey, chill, Odin. Okay, I'm done singing. I'm done. Here's my final thoughts on this. Thank you so much to everybody who's, that's what I'm trying to think of. Said, thank you for reminding me. My brain was not working. Hip Hop Jerry Lewis Telethon. Tight shit. Oh, the moon is bright. Okay, all right, that's it. Final thoughts. Thank y'all so much, first of all, for being here. And thank you so much for showing love on the video. 100K in a few days on the Twitter. That's great. The Instagram went crazy. That's great. A lot of people reached out. A lot of people I respect reached out. That's awesome. Seeing you guys show the love on the YouTube. That was beautiful. But it's not about that. It's genuinely not about that. What it's about right now is what's going on in LA, and I'm doing my part by using my platform in a way that could help a lot of people, I feel. We've given so far donations on last Friday. We took a portion of the Critique My Beat donations and went straight there. Professor Sky said I only gave because of the singing. Somebody appreciates me out here.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Thank you, Professor Sky. They don't see the vision, but I have the sight. What rhyme with vision? And that's my mission. Okay, I'm done. But no, real talk. We gave last Friday through Critique My Beats, a portion of that went there. I did a fundraiser on the Nhale video. You guys raised, I think, up to $100-something. Then we did a Sunday video that was talking about the future of the Marathon store. You guys donated there. I forget the dollar amount on that one, but I think it was a little bit under 100. Now today, look at what y'all are doing. Y'all are giving a clear over $300. $300 after I jumped in here at 9 a.m. I could have been at the, no, this is not what it's about. Shout out to y'all, man. Round of applause one more time for y'all. That's all. Curtis Jerry Lewis is over with. On a Monday. T.M. Smith said, I just know you get on your wife's nerves in a loving way. I do. She can tell. That's the garage door going up right now. Damn, she had to leave the house here and all that singing. That's crazy. I do be getting on my wife's nerves. I ain't gonna hold you. I am. She look at me. Matter of fact, she look at me and she can tell when I've been caffeinated. She be like, hey, baby. I love my wife, man. I love my wife, boy. Like, what? Shout out to her because she be the main one. Like, hey, man, hey, Joey just dropped. You gonna do a reaction? You damn right I am. Shout out my wife. You feel me? So, that's that. Y'all be so annoying in that mode. It's like, baby, come on, baby. Yeah, I'll be hella caffeinated. Shout out to the Wise one time. I heard that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, that was that. Video's going crazy. You can go check it out. Thank y'all so much. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you for giving. If you haven't given and you weren't in this live stream, that's all good. This will stay up as an opportunity to give. We'll be doing Critique My Beats later on tonight, and we'll give a portion of that right back to another food bank. Another foundation. Shout out to Anonymous who just gave 14. Shout out to every single one of y'all. So those are my thoughts, though, DIYers. You let me know what you think, and you have an amazing week. More content on the way. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.
DIY.